We are different points of attention within a infinite stream of consciousness. That's who we are. You are an expression of the same stream of consciousness that I'm an expression of. You are looking at life and reality from a slightly different angle, and others will be looking at life from a very different angle, but they are the same consciousness. And we are experiencing a almost infinitesimally small, short experience in what is called a human.
If you look at the world, it is a collective projection of the collective state of human consciousness. That's what it is. It's not something external to us. It's a projection of us. And this other world knows that. It knows that if it can program your perceptions, particularly collective perception, it will not only dictate your behavior, it will create a projection of those perceptions that we call human society.
So what is a human? A human is a way of processing information. So the human body, the human brain, the human genetic system processes information in a certain way, and we call that human. And when we reach that point that we call death, the consciousness that's experiencing that and having these series of experiences we call human, then withdraws from the body, I call it biological computer, which processes information in a certain way. And that's why near-death experiences, in there now millions, describe that when they leave the body, when the body dies, reality is completely different to what it is as a human.
Well, I think we can change everything. I think one of the great ways that people are controlled is being persuaded that they have no power. They have no power to influence their own life often, but certainly the world in general. For me, we are creating our reality from our perceptions, second by second, minute by minute.
People think, oh, that's strange. Well, if they realized how little we can actually see, they would be shocked if they haven't come across it. Humans can see a tiny smear of reality. It's just in a tiny frequency band that we can decode into what we call a visual reality. And outside of that is infinity, by the way. Quite a lot more to know. That's when people say, they think they know all there is to know. What? You know all there is to know? It's like religion, right?
What we call the world of the seen is actually a tiny band of frequency. And I mean tiny, so tiny it's laughable. According to mainstream science, the electromagnetic spectrum is 0.005% of what exists in the universe in terms of energy, mass, all that stuff, matter. 0.005%. Some say it's a bit more, but not much, it's tiny. And what we call visible light, which is the only band of frequency that we can see, is a smear of the 0.005%. And that is the extent of the visual world of humans. And we are not seeing a world, we are seeing a band of frequency which our body systems and our senses can decode into a visual, interactive reality. And beyond that band of frequency is infinity. And we can't see it because it's outside our frequency.
Now, what a religion is saying, or most of them, is that all you need to know is between the covers of a single book within a smear of 0.005% of the electromagnetic spectrum, when beyond it lies infinity.
So if you have perceptions of division, of conflict, of wanting to impose your will on others, and others have a perception that they have to acquiesce to that imposition, then you get the world we live in now. You have a world that's on the face of it, not just, not fair, because humans have perceived that they have to accept that it's not just and fair. So they acquiesce to that. So that's the world we have. If you want to impose your will on other people, and you want to climb the greasy pole in whichever area you're on at the cost of other people, then you have the dog-eat-dog world.
What we will do, what we won't do, what we'll challenge, what we won't challenge, what we'll support, what we won't support, all comes from perception. All human behavior comes from perception. Simply control perception, you control behavior. And if you are a few, and we are talking about a few in terms of this manipulative force, and your target population is billions, you cannot do that physically. They want to try to do it physically by connecting us to AI, connecting the brain to AI, but they've not done it yet. The only way they can do it is by controlling the perception of the target population.
But you go through that, and you go outside of our reality, and to the world of the unseen. And people say, what do you mean, world of the unseen? You say there's some force behind this cult? Yeah. Well, where are they? And then you say, well, when you look through your eyes, can you see everything that exists in the space you're looking at? And they'll go, yeah, of course you can. Most people, yeah, you can see it. Yeah. No, you can't.
I think on that basis alone, there's probably just a touch more to know than is there. And there's a touch more to know than mainstream science says it knows. So, it's like that great phrase from Socrates in ancient Greece, or I'm paraphrasing, wisdom is knowing how little we know. So therefore, that always keeps your mind open, because no matter what you know or think you know, one thing is absolutely certain and is undebatable. Whatever you know or think you know, there's always more to know. In fact, vastly, infinitely more to know.